فجاء يتعلم فقط بلغه الشيب. نسأل الله يبارك فيه. أنا ريدي، اللايف شغال. تريد شيء هنا؟
لا لا لا، كل شيء موجود إن شاء الله. سلام. مش شغال؟ تمام إن شاء الله. لا؟ أيوة تمام إن شاء الله. شيخ إدريس، كيف حالك؟ So, any questions?
We're ready to just take it in.
Okay, so what about this إضافة, genitive construction? You guys, I mean, do you have any questions? MashaAllah. You have a copybook this time, huh? Good. What about homework? Did you homework? No? Nothing, huh? شغال إن شاء الله؟ تمام تمام إن شاء الله. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. So unfortunately, well, I mean, I had to miss the previous week because I was out of town. Before that, as far as I remember, we were on إضافة, right? The genitive construction, correct? So we had some homework. I don't know if you guys did it. No?
I can't remember. I have nothing.
You have nothing?
Yeah, I just completely forgot.
Okay, you completely forgot. Okay.
Kind of just derailed, I guess.
Anyone who like remember the homework? No? No? Okay. Khair, inshallah. So, I mean, what I'm going to ask you, last time please do it, okay? So, I'm going to ask you to do like at least Do you want me to review it really quick, the genitive construction, this topic, or?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, so it is so called actually in English. I mean, we can call it genitive construction or describing possession. Okay, it's called إضافة. إضافة. Yeah, إضافة. Yeah. So, do you remember what was it? What is it? What's this construction is about? Remember that? No.
I'll remember once we start building.
Okay. So actually, in English, we have like two ways of describing possession. For example, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were talking about, for example, the book of the student, right? Or there is another way. There is another way of describing it if we say the student's book. Okay, but I specifically like put this construction because it completely by the order it is similar to Arabic one. Okay, so the book of the student. So in إضافة, in the describing possession, we're talking about two nouns, okay, which are, for example, are put back to back, okay. This construction, two nouns are put one after another, okay, and you can't put anything between them. So I'm just gonna bring you a quick example in Arabic. The book of the students. So how do you say that in Arabic?
كتاب الطالب.
Kitab al-Talibin, exactly. So in Arabic, it's going to look like this. Kitabu. Right now, we're going to put it just with indefinite article, not with definite article, okay? So right here, we put the book of the students. But we start from the simple one, okay? So, Kitabu Talibin. Talibin. I'm not going to put the vowels right now, but I'm going to explain it to you first. So this is a construction which is describing the possession, right? So basically, the book which belongs to student, right? So it describes possession. So in this construction, we have two nouns, okay? And the first one is mudaf, and the second one is mudafun ilayh. It's called. You're gonna have to review the previous lesson, so you will see that. So the first noun in the construction, okay, the kitabu talibin, the book of the book of a student, a book of a student. It has to be, of course, depending on the if it's in. Give me 1 second. Depending on what case it is, nominative, genitive, or accusative, it's going to be, let's say it's going to be in nominative, okay? So it has to be kitabu. It's not going to be, so if you ask me why it is not tanween, because we don't have al here, right? Normally, if we have al right here, it's supposed to be, only in that case, it's supposed to be without tanween, right? But we don't have al here, even though it is without tanween, kitabu, okay? So this is the rule. I mean, that's the rule, that the first part of the genitive construction, or the construction which is describing possession, which is idafa in Arabic language, so the ending of the first word is supposed to be without tanween. It might be kitabu, it might be kitaba, if it's in accusative case, right? And if it's in genitive case, it's going to be kitabi, okay? So it's going to be without tanween. And the second part of the construction, the second noun, always has to be in genitive case, which is going to be kitabu talibin. So it's going to be a book of a student, just a regular book of a student, okay? So the first part of the construction is without tanween, okay? And the second part of the construction is without is in genitive case, okay? So we can't basically put anything between them because it's a construction of the possession. Okay, later on, I'm actually going to complete because we didn't have time on the last lesson. So I'm going to explain you how we put adjectives that are going to describe any of these nouns. Okay, I'm going to explain it to you. But as of right now, you have to know that the first part is going to be without tanween, and depending on the case, nominative, genitive, or accusative, is going to be kitabu, kitabi, or kitaba. Okay. The second one is always has to be in genitive case. Kitabu talibin, a book of a student. So, as I told you, the first word of the construction, the first noun of the construction, it doesn't accept any definite article. You can't put al-kitabu talibin, okay? Or al-kitabu talibi. That's how it's supposed to be, okay? When it comes to the second word, okay, the second part of the construction, it can be definite or indefinite. In this case, right now, it's indefinite, okay? Because we see it has tanween right here, okay? But we can put it, we can add definite article, which is what? Al, exactly. So kitabu at-talibi. Exactly. Okay? So here we're talking about some definite book of the student, okay? The book of the student. Is it clear? Sheikh, everything is clear, right? Okay. So last time, actually, when we also mentioned that if we use sound masculine plural and the dual when they are the first noun in idafa, okay? For example, let's say the teachers of the school. How do you say teachers? Teacher, first of all. Mudarrisun. Okay, what about teachers? Mudarrisuna, right? It's sound plural, masculine, right? Mudarrisuna. Okay? So, teachers of the school. Okay. Okay, mudarrisun al.
Oh, none. Okay, yeah.
Mudarrisuna, right?
No, okay, I'm sorry.
Huh? Okay. Okay. Mudarrisuna. Madrasatun, right? Okay. Al, we're gonna put al, or let's do it with al, okay? Mudarrisun al. Mudarrisun al-madrasati. Is it correct? Is this correct construction right here?
Well, plural always has a fatha at the end. So
Fatha then. Okay.
I'm not sure if that's changed.
No, it's normally the fatha. It doesn't change any time, but mudarrisuna. It's nominative case, right? In case if it's genitive or accusative, how is it going to change? Mudarrisuna, mudarrisina, right? It's genitive and accusative case. Okay, but I mentioned you at the last lesson when we were learning this topic that plurals, masculine sound plurals, and duals. Let's say, how do you say two teachers? Exactly. Mudarrisani, right? Mudarrisani. So, if sound masculine plural and dual are the first word in the construction, in the idafa, we lose this one, okay? You don't remember that, right? So, it's going to be mudarrisul madrasati. Okay? Do you guys understand, so what's the idafa itself, the describing possession?
The second noun?
No, it doesn't matter. The construction itself, you understand it, right? It's a construction of two nouns which is describing possession. For example, the copybook of the student, the pen of this boy, for example. I don't know, the arm of this man, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, the construction which is describing possession. Okay, so in case it's very simple it's very simple when it's, for example, just plural or singular, okay? And it's end with tanween. We know that it's not, the first word doesn't accept any tanween, okay? It's easy. But when it comes to sound, plural, masculine, and duals, okay, when it is the first, not the second one though, the first part of the construction, which is describing possession, or idafa, we lose noon, okay? So it's going to be mudarrisul madrasati. What about if it's dual? Mudarrisal madrasati, okay? What about if this construction is in genitive or accusative case?
Then it stays.
Hmm?
The noon stays. That is seen al madrasa.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah. So the same thing is going to happen if it's in genitive or accusative case, okay?
All masculine.
All of them. All of them. Do you remember how we form accusative and genitive case in duals? Mudarrisani. What happens if we put them in genitive and accusative case?
Oh yeah, mudarrisat. No.
Mudarri.
Oh, say.
Mudarrisaini. Okay? So it's going to be like this. Okay? Mudarrisaini. Okay?
And so male and female duals.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't any dual, male or female, because male and female they accept alif and nun, and in genitive and accusative case ya and nun. Okay, so we're talking about mudarrisaini. So what's going to happen if mudarrisaini two, for example, ma'a with, okay, with, it's a preposition, with two teachers of the school, with two teachers of the school. So what's going to happen? مع مدرسي مدرسي المدرسة, exactly.
So the ya takes a shadda on it?
Yeah, no. There is no shadda. So basically, since you're connecting it to al, it's going to turn into kasra. Okay. Okay. So with two teachers of just a regular school, okay? It's gonna be like this. مع مدرسي okay مدرستي.
Can you make the madrasa in definitive order?
Yeah, of course. مع مدرسي المدرستي. Okay. It's clear? Same thing is here. مع. So right now it's in nominative case, right? مدرسو المدرسة. If we put any preposition, for example, عن, about, عن, it has to change to what? Okay, exactly. But it's going to be what case? Genitive case, right? Genitive case. And what's going to happen? مع مدري مدرسي المدرسة. Okay? So we'll lose noon. In dual and sound masculine plural, we'll lose noon. Okay? I want 5 more examples, okay, with dual. Let's say 3 with dual and 3 with masculine sound plural nouns, okay, in idafa, in the construction which is describing possession, okay?
Sound masculine plurals and
Yeah.
then two.
And three duals, 3 duals, like this, okay? مدرسة, okay, something like that. مع مدرسة المدرسة مع طالبي المدرسة, or just put them in nominative case, no other cases. Yeah, if you want you can do that, but just don't confuse yourself. Is this clear? Any questions? So again, the rule is it's 2 nouns. Okay, you can put anything between them because they are describing possession. The first part, the first noun of the construction, always has to be without tanween, and depending on the case, if it's nominative, it's going to be dhamma, kitabu. If it's genitive, it's going to be kasra, kitabi, ma'a kitabi, an kitabi. Or if it's accusative case, it's going to be fatha, okay? The second one, plus it doesn't accept any definite article. No al in front of it, okay? The second word of the construction, it can, depending on the position, if it's definite or indefinite, it can accept al, and it's always in genitive case, okay? Talibin. Clear? Okay. So one more thing about describing possession. So in idafa, let's say one of this, we're talking about how do you say house of the student, the house of the student, for example. House, student.
بيت طالب.
Okay, nice. بيت طالب. Let's put it in definite position. بيت الطالب. Perfect. 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 Chris, do you want to do that? Just write it down, yeah.
Which one?
The house of the student.
Okay, the student.
Huh? Yeah, that student. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good, nice. بيت الطالب. Very nice. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's say we want to use one of these nouns. We have to add some adjective, okay, which is going to describe it. For example, if we're talking about successful student, okay? Successful student.
How do you say successful?
ناجح. ناجح. Okay?
Does it come after the noun?
Yeah. Makes sense, right? I mean, you have to put it after it, okay? So, بيت الطالب, how are you going to put it? Is it going to be with al?
I feel like yes.
Yes, I mean, it has to be because, I mean, normally, I told you that noun plus adjective, if it's a word composition, it has to fit each other. It has to correspond to each other, okay? So if it's with definite article, it has to be with definite article. Or, I mean, in the same time, definite, indefinite, okay? So it has to be in the same position, definite or indefinite. Or if it's male or female, it has to correspond. So if the noun is male, you remember that. So the adjective has to be male too. If the noun is female, so it has to be, the adjective has to be female too, right? So if we're talking about الطالبي, how's it gonna sound? بيت الطالبي.
الناجحين or الناجحين?
Huh? You gotta decide. الناجي.
Is it حا?
Huh?
Is it حا?
No? No. Of course. Why? Because it belongs, the adjective, this adjective belongs to this one, okay, to this noun. So it has to correspond, okay? بيت الطالب الناجح. Okay? So the second part of the construction is always in genitive case, right? We remember that. So the adjective that describes it has to be in the same case, which is genitive, okay? So let's say, let's say if we put it, if we make it student, feminine student. بيت, like this, right? طالبة, T, right? Okay. What about this one? Huh? طالبة ناجحة, ناجحتي, exactly. ناجحتي, ناجحتي. Make sense? Okay. So the next one is going to be a little bit tricky. What if we want to describe the house? Let's say, luxurious, the luxurious house of the student.
How do you say luxury?
فخم. It's فخم. Okay, yeah. Let's say بيت, okay? طالبي فخم is luxurious. How do you say that? بيت الطالب.
You have to put it after Beiti, since you're describing
You have to put it here?
after Beiti.
Makes sense. Normally, yes. Yeah, normally, yes. Because when you describe a noun, you have to put adjective right after it. But in this case, when it's idafa, you cannot put anything between them, okay? Between this possession construction, you can't put it. Every adjective is going to come in the end of the construction, even if it describes the first word, okay? That's how it works. So بيت الطالب it has to be al, because the construction itself is definite, okay? الفخم mu, is it mu? Why? Now, in this case, it has to be in a nominative case because it belongs to this one. بيت الطالب الفخم, okay? Because it belongs to this one.
Wow.
Okay?
What is the meaning?
The luxurious house of the student. Do you understood that, right? Any other example? Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's say, let's try to find something from Quran. Or just might mean it might not be in the Quran. House of Allah. Baytullah, exactly. You remember that? I mean, last lesson I explained you. Baytullah, house of Allah. Okay. Al-Ma'mur means which is being maintained. Okay, maintained, or I think it one of the meaning is like which is where the Umrah is made or maintained. So this Al-Ma'mur, it doesn't belong to Allah, of course, astaghfirullah. It belongs to the house of Allah. So it's going to be Baytullahil Ma'muru. Okay? Why? Because it belongs to this one. Okay? Any other examples? Maybe you want to, construct yourself.
Just any example?
Yeah. So just let's make like genitive construction, okay, describing possession, and we gonna add some adjective to it.
Just like this?
Yeah, just like this. Yeah.
Okay. Qamisu.
Mm-hmm.
Qamisu al-talibi. Qamisu al-talibi al-fakhmi. Say that too.
No, fakhmu, luxurious. Maybe beautiful. Qamisu
Al-talibi. I'm sorry.
الرجل الرجل
Al-jamil.
Jamilu. Right? Because, sorry here. What if we want to say the shirt of a tall man? Hmm? Yeah, the shirt of the tall man.
Can I try?
Yeah, of course you should.
Okay. قميص الرجل
Rajuli.
قميص الرجل الطويل or the الطويل
Perfect.
الجميل.
Yeah. No. That
Is it good?
yeah. It's actually, I mean, it's actually calculus what you did right now. I mean, mashallah. I mean, so basically, you put a description of ar-rajuli right after it. Okay. So you told what I wanted you to tell. What I wanted you to spell was the shirt of the tall man, and you did it right. Qamisul rajuli tawili. Okay, so we have to put it right after that, and it's going to be in genitive case. Ar-rajuli at-tawili. And plus, in the end, if we want to describe the shirt, it's going to be al-jamilu in the end. In the end, okay? So we have to adjective one after another, but the one that describes the first one, the first word of the construction, is going to be in the very end. Okay? So if we're talking about tall man, we have to put it at-tawili. قميص الرجل الطويل جميل. Okay? But this one is going to be in the end, and it's going to be in nominative case because this one is in nominative case. Okay? Like this. And this one is in genitive case. Why? Because this noun is in genitive case. Is it clear? SubhanAllah, we have only like 10-15 minutes left. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to make like 5 regular examples for the genitive construction. Please make 3, as I told you, with masculine plural sound, 3 with dual, and please do 3 examples of the construction with adjectives. Okay? Or let's do 2 examples which with the adjective that describes the first part, the first word of the construction, and the second, and 2 examples with the adjective that is going to describe the second word of the construction. Okay? Or you can mix it. That's what we did right now. Normally we are supposed to start with verbs, okay? So inshallah, in details we're going to learn words during the next lesson. But I'm going to start actually with the topic, which is going to be like an introduction to the verbs. Okay, so it's going to be easier for you to understand it. So you probably all know that the Arabic language, the grammar of the Arabic language is based on roots. Okay? You know that, right? So that's what makes Arabic language very unique. And the key to understand Arabic language is actually it's in the system of roots. If you understand it, if you know the system of the roots, you will understand every single word in Arabic language, and of course you're going to be able to work with a dictionary, because if you don't know the system, normally you won't be able to find any word in the dictionary. Okay, so you won't be able to use it. So that's like I'm gonna give you like a couple of examples in English language. For example, necessary, okay? So we can make it unnecessary, or we can add, for example, T is going to be necessity, or and so on and so on, okay? The same thing, if we look at the Arabic words, okay, we will be able to find those roots in this Arabic words. So basically, the most popular one in the Arabic language is the 3 letters root. Okay, so let's start from the example. I mean, from the example of one very popular Arabic root, or it might be the verb actually. It's ka, ta, ba. It's very simple, okay? So in Arabic, if we use it as a verb, okay, it means what? He wrote. To write, or just to write, or it means actually in the past. He wrote, okay? So this is basically 3 letters root, okay? This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one, okay? So from this root, if we put some endings, okay, or there are basically like particular patterns in Arabic language, when we put this root in this pattern, okay, so we can derive from it different words. For example, kataba. If we want to make a word book, we have to put in the specific pattern, which is supposed to put alif after ta, okay? So here you go. Kitabun. Okay? So basically when you look at the dictionary, you have to find first kaf, then ta, and you are not looking for alif, because alif is not the root, okay, of this word. It's some kind of an addition, affix, or whatever you say, okay? So it's not the root. So we're going to be, if we're trying to find kitabun in the Arabic dictionary, we're going to have to find kataba, and that's the root. Okay, so if we, there is another, for example, when the root are put into, when the root letters are put into particular pattern with the letter mim, for example, okay, with the letter mim in the beginning. Ma? Yes, exactly. Maktabun. Maktabun. So basically, when we're looking for the word maktabun, okay, we're gonna look at we're not gonna start from mim. We're gonna start from kaf, right? Because mim, normally, it's not the root of this word, okay? So normally it's maktabun, and mim actually means the place where you write, okay? Maktabun. That's why in Arabic language, maktabun is office. Okay? Or there is a root da, ra, sa. Okay? Da, ra, sa. It means to study, right? So, lesson in Arabic language is what? Darsun. Okay, so there isn't any change, just only vowels change, you know. But if we want to say place where you learn, place where you study, here you go. It's madrasatun. You put mim, okay, it becomes, the only thing we have ta marbuta in the end. Madrasatun. When we're talking about the patterns, usually in Arabic language, patterns are shown with the verb fa'ala. Okay? You remember that, right? Which means to do. Fa'ala. So if we're talking about the patterns of plays, it's going to be what? Maf'alun. Maf'alun. And so on and so on. So you understand the topic, right? I mean, the main thing in Arabic language is the root. It might be, normally, the most popular one is 3, but sometimes we have 2, and inshallah we'll discuss it later on. But right now, we're talking about 3 letters. Inshallah, and next lesson, we're gonna start with regular verbs, okay? And the regular verbs are they consist of 3 words, okay? Inshallah, next lesson we will start for them. But when we start them, I want you for the next lesson to memorize pronouns, okay? Pronouns. I, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You probably know them, but I'm going to write it down on the board, and you're going to have to memorize them, inshallah. And it's going to help us to start learning the verbs. Okay? So, some of them we actually, we were supposed to memorize them. Ana, which means me, I. Me, I. How do you say? I'm gonna list the singulars, okay? You. Anta. But this one is what?
Me.
You, but for male, right? Okay, masculine. Anta. If you say you for female, anti, exactly. Oh, sorry. Anti. You, male, and you, female. Okay. What about he? Do you remember? Huh? Huwa. Yes, exactly. Huwa means he, but what? Male. Correct? And she, here. Here. Of course, I said he male. Of course, he is male. Sorry about that. I'm just, end of the day. Yeah. He and she. Okay. What about we? How do you spell it? Nahnu. Nice. Nahnu. Nahnu. We. Okay. What is it?
For male and female.
Male and female, yes.
Both.
Yes, both. Male and female. Both. You, masculine. You.
Oh, for dual?
Yeah, you can do dual. Yeah, let's do dual first.
أنتما.
Nice. Antuma. You. Two. Okay. It's going to be for both male and female. Okay. Okay. You both. You three and more for male.
Oh, أنتم.
Antum, okay. Antum, okay, nice. What about أنا خلصت إن شاء الله 5 دقائق. ها؟ طبعا. So Antum, what about, so it's going to be 3 male, okay? 3 and more, okay? So you for female.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله
Antunna, okay?
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
How do you say they too? They too.
حي على الصلاة
They too. Huma.
حي على الصلاة
Huma. Okay?
حي على الفلاح
They 3 and more for male.
حي على الفلاح
Hum.
الله أكبر
Hum.
الله
And they women.
لا إله
Huh?
إلا الله
Allahumma rabbana. Okay. They both. So it's going to be both for male and female. Whom? They, male, and they for female. Okay? Inshallah, I need you to memorize those pronouns for the next lesson when we start learning verbs. Okay?
Verb is different in each
Any questions? If you have any questions, you can always ask me on the WhatsApp, the group. And inshallah, if not, next lesson, I'll meet you inshallah. And you can ask me any questions. Inshallah.
It's getting funner.
Huh?
It's getting funner.
Is it? Alhamdulillah, that's good.